So I feel like I've seen a lot of BFDI and BFB tier list videos of mainly just the characters and the competitors, but I've never seen one just solely for the hosts. So I thought it'd be a pretty interesting idea. So this is what I'm doing in today's video. My name is Info Distinct, and if you aren't subscribed already, please consider subscribing. I'm trying to reach my first ever 100 subscribers. So I think for Speaker Box, the only place you can really put Speaker Box is Elite. Definitely the staple host of BFDI. When I think of BFDI and host, first thing that comes to my mind is Speaker Box. And I really wish Speaker Box hosted more, but honestly, the more I think about it, I think just one season for him was perfect. I think the storyline they built with the hosts, I think was very good, and I think his ending was pretty good, and the way he came back in BFB on the finale was also kind of perfect in my opinion, because it's kind of ending an era, but also starting a new one with two. And I just don't think you can go wrong with Speaker Box. I think he did everything he could as a host. I think he was a good host. I think he was a funny host. It wasn't outwardly mean or outwardly nice. I don't think there was really a flaw with Speaker Box. I think you can only put him in Elite. For Flower Speaker Box, this is a tough one because I feel like BFDI and BFDIA. I think BFDI I'd probably say mid, but BFDIA I'd probably say good. I'll go with mid. I think Flowery Speaker Box was actually, was Flower Speaker Box even in BFDIA? Because I know Fiery actually, I don't know. I haven't watched it in a while. I should have done some watching of it before I did this, but correct me if I'm wrong. But I think Flower Speaker Box was in actually no, I don't know. But yeah, Flower Speaker Box, kind of mid host, kind of like me, and biased towards Fire, obviously, because Fire was the same, and Puffball Speaker Box was also biased. But I don't know, just like mid, nothing really too special about Flower Speaker Box. Only hosted like 2 episodes. Yeah, and Fiery Speaker Box, I know was in BFDIA, and I was good in BFDIA, so I'm gonna put in good. I think Fiery Speaker Box on BFDI was definitely better than Fire Speaker Box. Less biased, less mean, and I think it was just overall like an all-around better host than Flower Speaker Box. But again, nothing too crazy, nothing to really remember too much about. It was basically just there for 2 or 3 episodes, did its thing. I think did a good job at it, and then just I don't really hear from it again. I think it was also an IDFB, but also not sure on that. TV for BFDIA for the first like 4 episodes, I'm gonna say bad. I'm gonna be honest. TV didn't really do much. Just kind of did the Kick Ass Steak theme song, and yeah, that was pretty much it. Just did the Kick Ass Steak theme song, and didn't really do much except that. Displayed the challenges, displayed who was voted on, displayed the rules. I just do it. That didn't even display it. It was just the rule book. Yeah, just not a very good host. Pretty bad. Now, Puffball Speaker Box. Very low sample size of Puffball Speaker Box. I would go in mid. You know, same thing as Fire Speaker Box. Definitely some bias towards Puffball. I think it was kind of cool with the auto-tuned voice, though. But again, not very special. I would say mid. We only got like 1 episode of Puffball Speaker Box. Nothing to write home about. Now for 4. This is where we're getting the good hosts, because we're going to the BFB hosts. 4. This is rough. This is a hard ranking. I want to put him in Elite, but I also want to put him in Great. There were times I didn't like 4. I thought 4 was overly mean. Actually, you know, I'm gonna put in Great, because that's gonna be controversial. A lot of people love 4. I love 4 myself, but I feel like Elite is a different standard. You know, I don't think 4 is on the same standard as Speaker Box. I think Speaker Box is one of its own kind. I think Speaker Box is amazing, which I already said before. So now I'm gonna go into 4. I think 4 is a great host. I think 4 was very funny. I think 4 has pretty good challenge ideas. I think it was funny how it could just like suck in people. But there were sometimes I feel like 4 was a bit unfair, a bit annoying. And times I didn't really like. So I says, you know, I didn't really like 4. And, you know, I'm not saying that was most of the episodes, because it wasn't. It was a few episodes, maybe like 2 or 3. Especially in the beginning. Wasn't really a huge fan of 4 in the beginning. 4 definitely grew on me. on the end of the season, not even the end of the season, like after probably episode like 4 or 5. But at first, I wasn't really a huge fan of 4. I thought it was kind of weird. A number was hosting. Didn't stick to the traditional format of a speaker box, which I would have liked. But it's a new era. There's a new era of BFDI, and I do think 4 is a pretty good host. So yeah, so that's in great, not elite. Now X. A lot of people aren't gonna like this. I'm gonna say X was an elite coach. Why does he keep saying coach? Host. X was an elite host. I think X was a lot better than 4. I think it was a lot nicer. Did kick out steak perfectly. I think did better than any host. I just cannot talk today. I think did better than any host. And I just don't think you can go wrong with X either. Do I think X is better than Speaker Box? No. But I do think it is on that same standard. I think X is very nice. It's always one of the players of BFDI. I love them. X is the most loved host by all the characters also. So I feel like that also gives them a nod above the other hosts. But yeah, I think X was an elite host, and I hope X comes back for Teapot. I would not be surprised if X did come back for Teapot. Now, Donut. A lot of people probably forgot Donut hosted an episode, Wasn't too big of a character. Actually, no, Donut was a pretty big character in some of the episodes of BFB. Not really right now, Teapot, but again, that was a long time ago when he hosted. It was probably 2 years ago. I'm going to say Donut was a great host in that episode. I think if Donut was a host of a season, it would be the greatest host of all time BFDI history. When I rewatched that episode, I was like, dang. He really gets the best out of each character, He pushes the characters. He motivates them. He's funny, How can you go wrong with Donut? And Donut's character development is actually crazy. I think his character development might be one of the best in all of BFDI history. I make a video on that. By the way, if you haven't seen the corny character development video, please go check it out. It doesn't have that many views, and I think it's probably my best video I've ever made. So go check that one out. But again, Donut, great host. Great host. A lot of times I'll say some of these hosts, like these 4 right here, don't go crazy about, And they probably hosted only a couple episodes, but Donut hosted 1 episode and did a phenomenal job. Phenomenal. Can't go wrong with Donut hosting. My bad. I accidentally just hit the mic. But you can never go wrong with Donut hosting. And for the last and final host, I have 2. New season, 5 episodes out. I'm going to say 2 is an elite host as well. Again, putting him above 4, pretty wild take. I'm not going to lie. A lot of people aren't going to like that. But 2 is the funniest, and I mean the funniest host in all of Object shows. Very charismatic. Very funny. Characters seem to like him. Super cool. The power he has is insane. I mean, all the numbers have pretty cool powers, but 2's is crazy. And Zany Leaves, I think does a phenomenal job voice acting him. I think phenomenal. I think Zany Leaves is one of the best voice actors in the Object Show community. Maybe the best behind... Actually, no, not the best. There's definitely people like Michael and Carrie and Webs for Evs who does not get talked about enough for their voice acting talent. Webs for Evs' voice acting talent is incredible. And I mean incredible. Their voice control is immaculate. But again, getting off topic. 2 is an amazing host. I think not on the level of Speaker Box and X just quite yet, but it's definitely getting there. I think 2 will probably be the greatest or second greatest host of all time when Teapot ends, if it does, hopefully, knock on wood. And there's not another 4-year break. But, yeah, I think 2 is an amazing host. I think Teapot is a very good show as of right now, and I think 2 is the reason for it. There's also very longer episodes than BFB, which is also, gotta love it. But I think 2 definitely brings a new light to Teapot that is different from BFB, because 4 and 2's hosting styles are completely different. And yeah, I think 2 is a top 3 coach. I gotta keep saying coach, top 3 host of all time. So, these are my rankings. I know not everyone's gonna agree with them. It's pretty hot takes. And yeah. So comment down below what you think and subscribe for more videos like this. Goodbye.